Hello, good evening, boys and girls, freaks and weirdos. This is the Monday edition on WTF Nation Radio. How's it going, everybody? Hope you had an uneventful Monday, because that's the best kind. Well, where nothing really happens. Oof. We're here, and we're going to do 3 hours of radio for you, for your entertainment and informative needs. I'm your host, Redleg. And I'm joined tonight by Cuffs, who's kind of new around these parts. And
what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Zulu should be along shortly, once he gets through vaping and stuff. I'm having a cup of coffee and enjoying being alive.
Cheers.
Coming up on tonight's show, our guest, I'm sure I'm going to butcher his last name. I can't wait to talk to him so I can find out how badly I've been mispronouncing his last name. Michael Carrasquillo is how it looks to me. I don't know. Sounds good. I mean, I kind of sound like I know what I'm talking about. Michael's an airborne infantry veteran who has deployed to both Iraq and Afghanistan. He was injured in combat and spent 2 years at Walter Reed Army Medical before he was medically retired in 2007. Since then, he's spent his time working with many nonprofit organizations, always centered around helping wounded veterans. He recently went through the Armed Services Arts Partnership Program. You guys remember when we had PJ Walsh on the show? He's their spokesperson, and Navy veteran. And now Michael is trying his hand as a stand-up comedian, and is going to tell us about how the program works. So we'll talk to Michael in the second hour. In the third hour of the show tonight, who knows? Whatever you guys want to do. We'll talk, or we'll play games, or we'll talk while we play games, or we'll all just go home. Whatever the crowd demands of me.
Whatever's clever.
Yeah, right. If it's go away, Redleg, we're tired of your stupid face and voice, then I'll go away. Whatever you guys want. So welcome to everybody. Welcome to Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. I see you in the Facebook Live chat. And Sean and Ja. Is it Ja? Go Cubs. And then Dave.
Go
Cubs.
Yankees. Who are you? Go Royals. What are you talking about? Get out of here.
Well, not everybody knows where Kansas City is.
Middle of the map, baby. Middle of the map.
But you know who does know where Kansas City is?
I do, but I'll let you tell me.
Oh, Tech Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tech Nine, the rapper. He's from Kansas City, and he's going to be on the show Thursday night.
I know. Tech's a great dude. I've met him a couple times, and I know Jay. I know he's fanboying right now, and he is just he's gonna have a blast interviewing Tech. He really is. He's such a great dude.
So the day of the week that this thing fell on is a Thursday, and everybody around here who's a regular listener of the show knows that Thursday's Sergeant's time. But this week, Ice gave up his show to Jay Reddy, so Jay Reddy could talk to Tech Nine, because not only is Jay Reddy a big fan of Tech Nine, Jay Reddy also dabbles in the hip hop and does his own stuff. So we figured, what better person to interview Tech Nine this Thursday than Jay Reddy? So that'll be that show starts like all of our shows 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern on WTF Nation Radio. I'm looking forward to this. While I myself am not a huge fan of hip hop, I don't think I've heard a Tech Nine song that I dislike, because I guess it's just the style of music that kind of works for me. You know, I'm a rock and metal fan, but Tech Nine seems to have crossed over.
Exactly. He's got a little bit of that crossover going. Like, I feel a little, I don't want to say metal, but I feel like he's got that rock in there with it, and it's just unique. He's unique.
Yes.
And I think that's what makes him so appealing to all races, all genders. It's not just your average rapper, you know. Yeah. It's Tech Nine. It's fucking Tech Nine, man. So and he's the shit. I'm stoked.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great show. He's kind of a big deal in the military community.
Yeah.
As far as musicians and hip hop artists go. So Tech coming up on Thursday. But tomorrow night, there's a new show tomorrow night. It's making its official debut.
What?
Yeah, you want to talk about that, or do we make everybody wait?
You can give me an introduction, and I can go from there, or I can just introduce it, whatever you want.
So tomorrow, tomorrow, Minks and Cuffs doing Tied Up Tuesday. That sounds kind of kinky.
Yeah.
Is that how it's supposed to be?
You know what? I think it was initially, and to be quite honest, we brainstormed for quite a while, and it ended up I'm sorry, it ended up with tied up Tuesdays with minks and cuffs, and it works. It
Mm.
works, and it's
Are you guys gonna tie each other up?
we you know
Would I get?
it's
Do I get to
it's
tie
it's in the
somebody up?
plans. It's in the
All
planning
right.
stages. Yeah, it's
I'm curious.
ask her about that. I think she would
Got it.
agree. Yeah, there may be some rope involved. I don't know, maybe some handcuffs. We'll see.
Wednesday is going to be our guest is going to be Darren Friedel. He's a National Guard veteran, the co-founder of the Ride Therapy Project. Their mission is to veterans from any theater of war who may be struggling with the symptoms of PTSD and or depression. They want to save lives by giving veterans an alternate means of coping with their symptoms. So that's coming up Wednesday on Jim's show. Yeah, Tied Up Tuesday. You heard right, Jessica. Oh my God, we've created a monster.
Tied up Tuesday.
Uh,
It'll be a blast.
the thing that I wanted to open the show with tonight is this shit that's going on in Ohio, in Cleveland. This guy, what's his name? Steve Stevens. He's 37 years old. He's charged with an aggravated murder of 74-year-old Robert Goodwin on Sunday. And the Cleveland police chief said law enforcement nationwide are on high alert. And everybody by now undoubtedly knows what I'm talking about. This dude shot a video. Much to popular belief, this did not take place on Facebook Live. It was a
See,
recorded video that was uploaded to Facebook.
That's where I keep getting misinformation, is that Facebook Live shit. So I don't know what information I'm getting is accurate or inaccurate. So maybe you could enlighten me a little bit.
Well, the facts are that this guy took a video of him shooting and killing another person, 74-year-old man. This whole thing centers around, apparently, all indications are that this thing centers around a woman. And the woman's name's out there. It's been redacted from a lot of news media, but the woman's name is out there. And I don't know if this guy felt wronged or if he just snapped, but he claims to have killed 12 or 13 other people in addition to Mr. Godwin. The police have confirmed just Robert Godwin is the only victim thus far. I just, I spent several hours today thinking, what is it? I mean, who knows what evil lurks in the heart of man, to sound cliche. What goes through, Shyla, don't get it twisted, I'm not blaming the woman. He is responsible for his own actions. But what is it that drives a man to do something like this? Because at the risk of sounding a little too dark and creepy, we all have this within us. We all have the ability to act this way.
Oh, definitely.
But
it's just
there is.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a filter in your brain. It's called common decency and care for your fellow man that prevents you from acting on these impulses. Some of you may have these impulses that rise a little closer to the top than others, but we all have the potential to do something like this. So what is it? How do you reach this point as a person that you make up your mind to get out of your car with a pistol and shoot and kill an innocent man because you feel as though you have been wronged by this woman or for whatever reason? What is it that snaps in these guys? In anybody who shoots and kills innocent people for any reason. What is it?
What's that breaking point for that particular person? And that's like you said, everybody's different, but everybody's got that boiling point. And I can't tell you what mine is. I haven't been to that point, but I've been on the brink of that point. But I mean, that's pretty fucking insane. And then to make claims, how many did he claim?
12 or 13.
That's either a cry for more attention or they're going to be finding more bodies.
If let's say for a minute that this is all based on this dude wanting some attention. I think you gotta look a little deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that a combination of psychological and physiological things is what drives a person to this. When I say physiological, I mean things like chemical imbalances in the brain, things that would suppress these impulses, things that would cause you to ordinarily stop long before you arrive at a decision to do bodily harm to or kill another human being. And do I think there are circumstances where taking the life of another human being is justified or necessary? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Self defense being one of them, and the defense of the ones you love.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about something a lot deeper and a lot more sinister and a lot darker here. Darker than the things that those of you who may have deployed and seen some shit and spent a lot of time downrange may have encountered. This is a whole other level of someone being a sociopath and a psychopath. Have I ever gritted my teeth and mumbled to myself, "I want to kill that motherfucker"? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But to actually entertain the thought of going forward with that has never occurred to me. But I'm curious. How do you take a peek inside the mind of somebody like this? And doctors and psychiatrists and psychologists have been studying people like this for forever, and nobody's been able to crack the code. It just goes to show that the human mind is such a complex organ. Or the brain is such a complex organ, and the human mind, you can't call the human mind an organ. It's something else. It's I mean, look at everything that has come to be on this planet as a result of thoughts that were formed in the human brain. I'm talking about good things too. You know, the ability for me to sit here and do this and to speak into this microphone and for all of you to see and hear me is a direct result of something that at one point or another was just a thought in the mind of another human being. Yeah, Jesus, that's exactly what I'm saying. He's mentally ill, but again, you're painting things with a broad brush. What I'm trying to do is ascertain some kind of idea as to what exactly it is that goes on in the mind of somebody like this. If in fact this guy is trying to make a point about his ex-girlfriend or whatever the case is, how did he convince himself in that mind of his that this was the course of action to take? I don't understand it. And even people who spend their entire lives studying psychology and psychiatry cannot understand these things. And, they have general conditions of what people are schizophrenic, people are psychotic, people are this, people are that. But I don't think they have an understanding. Hello, Faith. Hi.
Well, and I'm looking. I'm briefly just trying to skim because I know that there are books. There's literature on topics like these. I mean, you can find them just about everywhere. You go to the library, you can find shit like this. But I'm just briefly looking online here just to kind of see if there's material, just to skim the surface here. So, The Psychopath Inside, a neuroscientist's personal journey into the dark side of the blah, 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 blah. I won't go any further into that. The Psychopath Next Door, Psychopath Inside the Mind of a Psychopath. Tell me, I want to know how these people, like you say, how they go about making these decisions, and how are these authors and doctors, how are they getting into the mind of a psychopath? How can you know? Do you see what I'm saying, Red? Like,
I do.
how do you know?
I think probably the best way for these experts to ascertain any of this information would be to talk to people who have committed crimes such as this, or who suffer from conditions.
But
Jesus says too
then,
much thought in his mind. It's not going out. That finally he's fed up with it.
but then
Sometimes
you get
people just keep too much
into,
shit to themselves, and yeah, people do. I keep a lot of shit to myself, Jesus. But I never thought like I might just go kill somebody.
well, and then you get into, okay, so these doctors sit down with, we'll just go with, we'll random, we'll go with the serial killer. We'll go with Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, so someone sits down with him, has a conversation, and they're trying to get inside his brain. They're trying to figure out more about him, why he is the way he is, besides his childhood, besides how he was brought up, what made him do these decisions. What makes anybody believe, what if I were to sit down with this individual, this psychopath, this serial killer? What makes you think that I'm going to believe any fucking word that you are telling me? And that's one thing and I guess that's the difference between me as an average Joe and a psychiatrist, a sociologist, people with degrees in these kinds of things, and being able to read people on that kind of a level. But I would have a hard time believing anything anybody told me uh, regarding what their crimes and truth versus a lie versus an attention getting kind of thing. Does that make
It
sense?
does. Let's let's talk for a second about something that is I see mislabeled on almost a daily basis, and that's obsessive compulsive disorder (OCD).
Uh-huh.
Okay, OCD as people use it in everyday lingo is not actually OCD. People who suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder feel compelled to do things, and if they don't do these things, then something bad will happen. And that's kind of that's like the easiest way I can think of to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, somebody with OCD may come into a room and have to touch every doorknob in the room, and
Mm-hmm.
they feel like if they don't do that, then something bad will happen. And I know that's kind of a generalized term, but it could be something as simple as if I don't touch all these doorknobs in a room, I'm going to come down with a cold, or it could come down to something like if I don't touch all these doorknobs in this room, then somebody's going to die.
Yeah.
In their brain,
Yeah.
the way their mind is wired, they believe this. They believe this to be honestly
Legit gonna happen.
how the world works. If
Yeah.
if I don't when I go outside, if I don't turn to the left in a circle 3 times, then um, the next time I get in my car, I'm going to get in an accident and die.
Well, and this kind of strays from this a little bit. It's still on the topic of OCD, but you were in the army. I was in the army, and you heard the term quite a bit. Oh, I'm so OCD. My room's got to be spotless. That's not even. I
No.
mean, OCD to a certain level, yeah, there is a bit of OCD there,
Mm,
but OCD in a medical definition and in a medical scenario completely different.
it's interesting. It's you got to be a special kind of person, I think, to be able to kind of peek into the minds of these types of people, and even attempt to gain an understanding as to what's going on in there. Because
Yeah.
the average person walking around is like, oh, the dude's a sicko. He needs to die. And that's as may be, but it's is it enough for you? And I'm speaking in general to anybody who's listening to me. Is it enough for you to know that this dude randomly killed a person for no reason? Or are you a little more like me and you want to understand what it is that's going on in this guy's mind? I'm just curious about stuff like that. Jessica says OCD wouldn't make you commit murder, but I don't necessarily agree with that, Jessica. Somebody who's
I
dealing
don't
with
agree with that either.
somebody who's dealing with severe obsessive compulsive disorder may feel the need to, if A doesn't happen, then I gotta B, kill somebody. That is an extreme case of obsessive compulsive disorder. There's a Stephen King short story
There,
about a guy that suffered from
there,
OCD, and I can't remember the name of it.
OCD, Stephen King, and I think we were just talking about.
We
Hold
weren't.
on, just a second.
OCD is
OCD,
one of those things that really kind of fascinates me. In that,
Stephen King book. Oh, what's the name of that fucking book?
I read it. It was
Is it In? Is
no,
the name of it In?
no,
No, that's not
no.
it.
I'll know it when you say it. It's a good read.
Quote.
It does kind of give you a peek into the mind of.
It's is it a novella, like a short
Yes.
story? Okay, well, it's titled In, like the letter in quotation marks.
You know that
Um,
actually might be it.
and it's got a picture of kind of like a fire demon on the front of it. It looks like.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me read the premise real quick. In the outer circle of a nested narrative, a woman named Sheila writes to her childhood friend Charlie about her brother Johnny, a psychiatrist who recently committed suicide. Sheila suspects it was due to a patient Johnny referred to in his notes anonymously as in. Um, let's see if I can find something a little broader. Adaptations. Um, so, following mysterious compulsions, John goes out to the field to see
Yep.
the stones for
That's it.
himself. Does that sound right?
That's it.
Okay.
So the book is N, the letter N.
Yep.
That's it. Yes, that's it. It's been so long since I read it. I thought it was a different. You know, I may be thinking of the name of the collection that it was part of, but that's kind of a layperson's peek into the mind of somebody who has OCD, and I thought Stephen King did a good job laying that out. I saw somebody bring up schizophrenia, which is a completely different affliction, and
Yes.
people who suffer from schizophrenia see and hear things that we don't. And I know that's hard for you to grasp if you don't have schizophrenia yourself, or if you have not studied up on this kind of thing. But oh, excuse me. The people that they see and hear are real to them, and you cannot convince them otherwise. And to compare it to another entertainment medium, not a Stephen King thing, A Beautiful Mind.
Yeah.
Classic case of schizophrenia right there.
Yep.
Schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia. Growing up, I had
Who's in that again?
Russell Crowe and
That's right. That's
Jennifer
right.
Connelly.
That's right. That's
Growing
another
up,
one I'm gonna have to watch. I haven't seen that in a while.
I had a friend whose brother was schizophrenic.
See, I've never known. Oh, excuse me. I've never known anybody. Actually, I take that back. I was in the army with a guy who actually was from Kansas as well, diagnosed schizophrenic, and he also had, and I always pronounce it wrong. Is it Asperger's? Asperger's?
Asperger's. Yeah.
Yes, had that as well. I don't know how he made it past MEPS, but he was in the army for a few years and then ended up getting out. But yeah, I've met and hung out with somebody that had um, now I'm losing my train of thought. Not Asperger's, I'm sorry. Schizophrenia. And there's different forms of schizophrenia, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's schizophrenia, and then there's like paranoid schizophrenia, where you think that the people and voices are out to get you.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases, you know, schizophrenia, the people and voices can be friendly,
Yeah.
but they're not there. But again, this goes back to the human brain and its chemistry and makeup. And I mean, when you think about it, it's just a collection of tissue and chemicals and, you know, neurons that fire, and that's it.
But it's crazy what those little things do, huh?
Right.
It does an awful lot.
So this
The
dude,
human body does a lot.
it does. This dude in Cleveland, 37 years old. He's now the subject of a nationwide manhunt. There's a $50,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. Steve Stevens goes by Stevie Steve.
What's up, Stevie Steve? We're fun. We're looking for you, man.
Yeah. I keep hoping that he'll do the right thing and turn himself in, because if he puts the police in a bad situation, he's already proven that he has no regard for human life.
Yeah.
And if he puts the police in a bad situation, they're going to kill him.
Yeah.
And so turn yourself in, dude.
Yep. Do what's best for you and your family. Turn yourself in.
Stevie Steve. What a tragedy.
Yeah.
In other tragic news, today, one crew member was killed and 2 others were injured when a Black Hawk went down on a golf course in St. Mary's County in southern Maryland. Authorities with the Army say a UH-60 aircraft with the 12th Aviation Battalion stationed at Davison Army Airfield in Virginia was on a routine training flight when it went down at the Breton Bay Golf and Country Club just before 1:40 p.m. local time. Officials described it as a hard landing. Rebecca Klein says she was riding her bike with her 9-year-old and her 6-year-old about 150 yards from the helicopter when it went down. They say it was flying very low, and then it kind of tipped to one side a little, did a nosedive, and spun out a little bit, hitting the ground with a cloud of dust. The 2 injured crew members were airlifted to the Maryland Shock Trauma Center in Baltimore. One was in critical condition, the other in serious condition late this afternoon. This according to a statement from the U.S. Army Military District of Washington. Names of the injured and of the crew member who died were not immediately released. The cause of the crash is under investigation by the Army Combat Readiness Center based at Fort Rucker in Alabama. They're going to be on site tomorrow. We are deeply saddened by this loss within our community, said Major General Bradley Becker, Commanding General, Joint Force Headquarters, National Capital Region, and the U.S. Army Military District of Washington. Our condolences go out to the family and friends affected by this tragedy, and our team is focused on supporting them during this difficult time. St. Mary County's sheriff's deputies put up crime scene tape near one hole where it appears debris had fallen from the helicopter as it descended. Some residents living nearby said they saw something fall off the aircraft. At first, the debris looked like paper, they said in interviews, but then it became evident to them that it was parts of the aircraft. One person said it sounded like the helicopter was struggling, and other residents said they heard a loud boom but did not see an explosion. So I guess they're going to go out and start their investigation tomorrow to try to determine what brought this aircraft down. And just to recap, one crew member is dead. The other 2 were taken to the hospital, one in critical condition and one in serious condition. So our thoughts are with them. I hope they recover.
Yeah. Most definitely. Wow. And what you said, one is deceased, correct?
Yes.
Well, definitely thoughts are going out to all the families, the deceased and the ones in the hospital, for sure. Wow. I can't imagine going through that. I've got a friend that lost a husband, and I've lost a friend at the same time in a helicopter crash, OH-58 Delta, the Kiowa, over in Iraq back in 2007, and that's tough. I pray for their families. That's for sure.
Well, being in the military is inherently dangerous because of the job that the military does, and to lose someone in a training accident or in what was deemed a quote routine flight just makes it all the worse. And rotary wing aircraft are barely in the air as it is. Those it's amazing to me that they ever get off the ground.
Yeah.
Because of everything, the engineering involved in getting one of those things in the air. But I mean, it seems like they crash often, but look at how many successful flights these things make. So, it's a tragedy, but like I said, it's an inherent danger of the job.
Yep.
I'm sure that they never once balked at the opportunity to get in that aircraft and go do their thing because they're professional soldiers, and that's what they do.
Do the damn thing, doing their job, balls to the wall, and that's what they love to do. No second thoughts about it.
Did Did you get surgerized on recently? I know you're recovering from something. I think you tried to tell me what kind of surgery you had, but
Did I get surgerized on?
yeah, did you get cut open?
I did. Yeah, I had surgery last Tuesday. Still recovering. I got a long road ahead of me. Um, I I broke my I had bilateral pubic rami fractures
The fuck?
while I was in the army.
Sure. Whatever that means.
And that's yeah. So basically, the pubic bone that's up front, that's the bone that I broke.
How'd you do that?
That's the easiest way to explain it. So I broke that while I was in the army.
Did you get kicked in the
Um,
China?
you know what? I kind of wish I would have. It would have been a better story, but
Oh.
no, didn't get kicked in the vagina. So they medically retired me for that, and then the VA found, well, how many years? It took them 3 years, 3 fucking years, to find a tear in my labrum, which my labrum is between my pelvis and my femur, the head of my femur.
Oh.
So they went in.
It sounded a lot sexier than it is.
Oh, yeah. They went in arthroscopically, so they poked 2 little holes. They ended up fixing that tear. They found an impingement, which was an abnormality in my femur. So it was causing, it's like basically a piece of bone that wasn't where it was supposed to be. It was sticking out and causing this tear. So they went in and they reshaped a portion of the head of my femur, and they shaved it down so it's round again. And then they also went in, and I have something called quote unquote snapping hip syndrome. I guess that's the turd way to say it. It's iliotibial band syndrome. So if you're doing sit-ups and you feel like this pop in your hip, you most likely have IT band friction syndrome.
Oh, that shit happens to me all the time.
Do you have a pop in your hip right there?
Yeah, and Mrs. Redleg says she can feel it during sex, and it feels like it's grinding.
Yep. That sounds like, well, snapping hip syndrome is what some people call it, but iliotibial band friction syndrome is.
Well, is it going to fuck me up, or am I all right?
I don't think it's going to fuck you up.
Good.
It might be uncomfortable, but mine was painful. So they made another little incision about 3 inches below my belly button and just to the left of my belly button. So 3 inches down and about an inch to the left. Made another incision. And I don't know if he went in and if he snipped that tendon and sewed it back up and readjusted it. I don't know what he did with that, but I'm going to tell you, that hurts so fucking bad. Like, my hip hurts right now.
Oh, no, I'm not going to
But where he was messing with that tendon, oh my God.
No, I'll just let mine grind.
Yeah. So when I go back for my 2-week follow-up, he's gonna tell me more about that extra work he did on me. But extra work. Yeah.
Get all these holes. What's one more?
Yeah, I got a couple extra holes in me now. Fuck it, add another one. May as well. So I'm on crutches for 4, maybe 5 weeks, and I'm in a hip brace that keeps me from moving my leg up I can't go past 90 degrees up. I can't go out at all. I can't go inward at all.
You got some Forrest Gump looking shit on?
Yeah,
yes.
I look Forrest Gump, man. Forrest Gump just on the left leg. So I get to wear that hip brace for 3 weeks, and the crutches is for 4 to 5.
Jessica's asking about how you broke it initially.
Yeah, so I broke my pelvis, dude. So when I left for OSIT, I weighed 106 pounds. I weighed right at what I needed to weigh, or they weren't going to let me ship. And I gained 20 pounds while I was at Leonard Wood. But within the first 2 weeks, I remember one of our first long rucks that we were on, my left side started to hurt, and I didn't know what it was. Everybody was warning me about females and their hips, And I'm like, nah, man, I just pulled my groin. I pulled something. There's no way I broke it. And I basically put it off, put it off, put it off. And then the right side started hurting. So I remember my drill sergeant yelling at me. What'd she say? Hey, weirdo, why are you walking like a fucking clown? Because I was walking like a clown, like dragging my feet. I looked like a fucking idiot. It was horrible. So,
Oh my God.
I didn't say anything. I just kept trucking right along. And when I got to my unit out at Fort Riley, my awesome squad leader, best squad leader, outstanding dude, asked if I was injured. And I told him what was up. He said, yeah, you need to go to sick call. And they pretty much deduced that it was weak bones and carrying weight and doing things that my body had never done before.
Right, because you weighed as much as one of my legs.
Yeah. Like, I could fit myself into your ruck pack and you'd probably still be comfortable carrying me around.
Sure. 106 pounds, I got that.
So it was just a combination. It was a perfect storm. We'll just leave it at that. It was a perfect storm. My body wasn't meant for it. My heart was in it. My brain was in it. But my body said, fuck you. You don't belong here. So it sucks. But I think I've got some nerve damage because I didn't say anything. I went 6 months with a broken fucking pelvis, doing everything every other soldier was doing. And now I'm paying for it.
Who did the surgery? The VA do it?
No, that was something I was super stoked about, actually. My primary care doctor at the women's clinic referred me to the best orthopedic surgeon in the Kansas City area. His name is Dr. Schropel, and he is part of the orthopedic care team for the Kansas City Royals and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right
Fuck
on.
yes, Midwest, what? Kansas City, what?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm excited about that.
You know what? You know what's embarrassing? I can't find the
What?
state of Kansas on a map of the United States.
It's smack dab in the middle.
Yeah. I don't go to that part of the country.
Come on, man, you're not that far away from me. I could throw a rock
Sure.
and be kind of close to hitting you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I'm smack dab in the middle, and I live in Kansas City, so I maybe 10 minutes depending on traffic from the Missouri side. So from my house to Kauffman Stadium where the Royals play is 20 minutes.
Oh, you guys can all kiss my ass. Kansas this, Kansas that, and I fail. Shut up, Neil. Nobody wants to go to Kansas.
Wait, who's talking shit about Kansas?
I'm talking shit about Kansas.
Don't you be talking about shit about Kansas. What's wrong with Kansas? What did Kansas ever do to you?
Kansas is... What's in Kansas?
Yeah.
What is in Kansas?
What's in Kansas? We got okay. Technically, the Royals are on the Missouri side. Technically, the Chiefs are on the Missouri side. But fuck, we got Union Station. We've got the World War I Museum. Okay. We got all kinds of shit.
You got all the same shit everybody else has got.
You know what? Cut me some slack. Give me a little credit here. I could talk some shit about where you're from.
Well, I mean, we don't have a professional baseball team.
Yeah, but
But we got a AAA farm team.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got the Redbirds.
Do you watch baseball?
Yeah, I watch baseball.
You know, okay, you're going to have to come up to Kansas City and watch a Royals game.
Hey, let me ask you while we're talking baseball. What do you think Yadier Molina had on his chest protector?
Yadier, say his name again?
Yadier Molina, the best catcher in professional baseball right now.
On his chest protector? I have no idea. I haven't seen a picture
Does anybody in here know what I'm talking about?
Hold on. Now, how do you spell his last name?
Yadier Molina, Molina. You don't know who Yadier Molina is? Jeez.
No, I know who he
Woman.
is. I just need you to spell his name. I'm not illiterate or
somebody
anything.
in here will know what I'm talking about. There's another baseball fan somewhere in the listening audience who saw Yadier Molina with the baseball stuck to his chest protector.
Oh, hold on. Molina to ask about substance on chest protector?
Yeah. Hold on, my
What?
phone's ringing. Let me answer my cell phone.
Okay. Okay.
Right in the middle of my show. Hello? Yeah. I'll have to call you back.
We're in the middle of a
All right.
broadcast, bro.
I'll call you back on break. Goodbye. That was my sister.
Tell her I said hi.
No, she hung up already.
Ah, damn.
Eh,
Okay.
Come on, Fred.
No, I'm looking
Fred,
at this.
let's
I'm
not
looking
do
at this
let's not do
article.
this, Fred.
All it says is Melina, quote, dumb to ask about substance on chest protector. Cardinals catcher, yada yada Molina, and most everyone else at Busch Stadium laughed at the bizarre sight. A ball somehow stuck to his chest
Yeah, somehow.
protector. Somehow.
Listen, I'm a Cards fan. I like the Cardinals. Molina had some shit on there to trap the ball. You know what I mean? Listen, you
some
got
fucking Velcro.
well, there's you always gotta have an edge, and if one gets away from him a little bit back there, he's got some sticky stuff on him. They do it, and
Well, and
at least he stuck to his guns, and deny.
Well, we've had issues like that. I think it was during the World Series in 2015, where some pine tar. He had pine tar on some of his what do you want to call them? Some of his padding, like on his knees, and people were all up in fucking arms about that. Him having pine tar on it, like
Yeah.
I got it.
Kansas City has the best catcher in Major League Baseball. You crazy? You're all crazy. Anybody would argue that there's a better catcher right now than Yadier Molina's out of their mind.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I'm a Royals fan, a diehard Royals fan, Red. I can't agree with you on that. Salvi Perez is my dude.
No.
He's my dude. Sorry. I can't do it.
No.
You know what? You and I are gonna have to go to a baseball game.
Everybody's scared to run on Molina.
Let's see if the Cards are playing. We've got to have an I-70 series this year. Hold on. Kansas City Royals. Let's see when the Royals are playing.
Come to Memphis.
Cards.
I'll take you to a Redbirds game for like $10.
For AAA.
Yeah, if you farm team
stuff.
AAA.
Do we have a AAA? No, we've got a semi-pro. Maybe it is AAA. I can't remember. It's like $10. It's over here by the Kansas City Speedway, and it's cheap and it's fun. It's almost more fun than going to the Major League Baseball game.
AutoZone Park, which is the stadium that the Redbirds play at, it's one of the nicest stadiums going. That's pretty nice. Yeah, Molina is nasty, Jason. He's nasty. He's a good catcher. You don't fuck around.
I cannot keep up with this Facebook live chat. I keep trying to scroll through here. John Wick. I'm trying to see at the end of the day, community. I think I'm still on the OCD stuff. What the fuck's going on?
Now D-Max is over here in the Facebook live chat. I mean, not the WTFNationRadio.com live chat talking shit about I can't stand red leg as a baseball fan. What sport do you like, D-Max? Huh? Out with it. And D-Max is into men's figure skating and shit like that, I think.
Oh, that's cute. Does he like rhythmic dancing too?
Probably.
Okay.
D-Max, let's see your floor routine. Men's gymnastics.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him a leotard. When's his birthday? We'll get him a leotard and some point shoes. Yeah, there we go. I haven't even. You know what's sad? I've been with the station maybe a month now, Red? Yeah. Something close to that.
Right.
I haven't met everybody yet, so D-Max, I know who he is because I see him in the chats and shit like that, but I haven't had the honor of meeting D-Max yet. So maybe this will be my little hey, nice to meet you gift. I'm just gonna get him a unitard and some ballet slippers. All right, let's see. You said your favorite team is the Cards, right?
Yeah. The Royals AAA team's the Omaha Storm Chasers. Is that true?
Say what? Say it again.
The Omaha Storm Chasers.
Yeah, there are AAA team. So we'll bring guys from the Storm Chasers up to play in the big leagues, and then vice versa. So like Ventura, before he passed away, obviously, they were going to send him back down to AAA, down there in Omaha, up in Omaha. So yeah, they feed into Kansas City pretty regularly.
Where's Omaha? Is that
Omaha? It's in Nebraska. It's straight north of Kansas City.
State? Is that also a state in the United States of America? Nebraska?
Nebraska is
Yeah.
also a state.
It's over there in the middle of the rest of the
Om-
unimportant shit in this country.
Omaha is the Omaha is the capital of that state. The Omaha Storm Chasers feed into the Kansas City Royals.
You know, as much as I enjoy baseball, hockey is my favorite sport, believe it or not.
I've tried. I really tried, man. I tried with hockey, and it's interesting. But I just can't get into it.
I wonder if this is going to show up because I got this. Oh, it does. See the glass that I'm always drinking out of?
Let me see. Show it to me again because it's really lagging.
Yeah, you'll see it. The glass that I'm always drinking out of everywhere is
there it is.
Is my River Kings glass.
Yeah.
That's the
Is it River Kings?
That's the longest running professional sports franchise in the Memphis area.
Oh, that's awesome. We used to have a hockey team out here too, and that went bye-bye.
Hockey's great. But minor
I
league
wish I
hockey.
could get
NHL's
into it.
okay.
It's just such a
The NHL's fine. I mean, it's professional hockey. You got to go to a minor league game. SPHL, ECHL, AHL.
Well, I'm pretty sure the hockey team we had here in Kansas City was not NHL. I know it wasn't NHL. But it was kind of like AAA baseball. It's just they're going there to compete to try to make it onto a more professional level or to play in the NHL. But I've never been to a hockey game. I've tried to watch it on TV. It's just like golf. I can't do it.
Branko says, I love hockey. I play goalie myself. What position do you like, Redleg? Well, I suck at goalie. I'm too short. My arms are too short to be a defenseman, so I have to play forward. But I stopped playing a couple of years ago because I'm all busted up. But yeah, I had to play forward. I like playing defenseman, but I can't poke check because my arms are too short. So I have to play forward. Yeah, you don't know anything about hockey. Branko knows what I'm talking about.
Hey, show me what a poke check is. Can you do it sitting down?
I'll show you a poke check during the break when the camera's off. Yeah.
Zing.
No,
you
hockey's
crazy.
great. I love hockey. I'm friends with some of the guys that play for the local team here. I was a season ticket holder for a while. It's a whole different topic, I guess. Nobody cares about hockey.
Well, I would try hockey. I would try it out. I just can't. I don't know. I just can't stay interested in it. It's just like watching professional it's like watching basketball. College basketball, I was into it for a while, and when my dad got sick, I just lost interest, and I haven't gotten back into it.
Basketball?
And I think professional basketball, the NBA, is a waste of fucking time.
Basketball to me is I would almost rather watch golf than basketball. I hate the game of basketball with every fiber of my being. I can't stand it. And as much as I dislike the NFL, I really hate basketball.
I can do college basketball. I used to be really into it. In fact, I was really into it before I enlisted, and then I didn't have time to watch it while I was in, and then after I got out, I didn't have time to watch it then, and now I have better things to do, and I'm more excited for, like baseball and just spring and summer in general, and I don't feel like sitting around and watching dudes that make millions and millions of dollars barely dribble the ball up and down the court. It's a waste of my time. I'd rather go sit outside and get sunburned.
Am I the only person that thinks that with all these guys that are 7 feet tall playing basketball, they might move the goal up a little bit?
I agree.
If you're 7 feet tall and your arms are at least 3 feet long, then you don't even have to stand on your tiptoes to put the
There's
ball
no
in
effort.
Yeah.
There's no effort put into it anymore. You're just standing there and doink. It's in. Doink.
I played baseball for a while too. D-Max is talking about playing baseball until I got hurt pretty bad, and then I ended up as an umpire, believe it or not.
Umpire.
Yes.
Let's see. I want to hear some of your best. Come on, give me something. I need to hear something, see something, anything.
Oh, come on, you're putting me on the spot.
I know. I'm sorry. Never mind. Don't worry
I'd have
about
to
it.
get a wide shot. I'd have to zoom the camera out so I can show you how I ring people up.
Well, don't worry about that. Here, worry about this. So, if this schedule is correct, the Cardinals, please let this be for 2017. Fuck yes, it's for 2017. Alrighty. So, Redleg, you want to go see some baseball? So, the
We're in
Royals.
Kansas?
No, hold on. I'm trying to figure out where
So
we're at.
I can't find my way to Kansas. I don't know where it is.
You know what? I told you I
I'll put
like
it in my
road tripping.
GPS.
I'll come pick you and Mrs. Redleg up, and we'll go watch the Cardinals. How about that?
Where?
In St.
In St.
Louis.
Louis. All right.
Yeah, these two games, Wednesday the 9th of August at 19:15, and then Thursday the 10th of August in St. Louis as well at 18:15. So if we're playing there, I wonder if you're playing here.
Fred is still talking shit about the Royals. Yes, Fred. Fred says people still live in Kansas. The Royals still have a
Yes,
team.
Fred, people still live in Kansas. We have electricity, we
Fred
have running
has
water, and
no
no, we
chill.
don't have outhouses. What other questions you got for
Fred
me,
has
Freddie?
no chill. That's okay.
Come on, Fred. I know you
Fred's
got
asking. Fred's asking all the questions that that I don't have time to get to.
more.
Oh my God! So since we're getting to know each other, do you like NASCAR?
Oh, please don't make me do this, Red. Okay,
Well,
so
do you or
I'm
don't
gonna.
you?
Can I give you a little background before I give you my answer?
Okay. Well, can I give you my answer before we get into the
Yes.
background of your answer? I hate NASCAR. Yeah, your turn.
Thank
Go.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You and I are gonna get along. Well, fuck it. We already got along to begin with. But we're gonna get along even better. Okay, so, my biological father, we'll leave it at that. My biological father, we left Kansas when I was a kid to move to North Carolina to pursue his dream, and he wanted to work as a mechanic for NASCAR. And he dragged my mom and his two kids across the country to do just that. And that's exactly what he did. He worked for Jeff Gordon. He worked for Dale Earnhardt, not Dale Earnhardt. He worked for Dale Jarrett. He worked for Carl Edwards Jr. Every goddamn Sunday, I was forced to watch these cars drive in circles over and over and over and over again. And if there is, if it to me, it's not a sport. I mean, yeah, they're sweating their asses off, but that's because they're wearing flame retardant fucking gear that's like 45 layers thick and a helmet and whatever. We won't go there, but no. I hate NASCAR. I think it is stupid and they're just driving around in circles.
You know what? If I were to go see racing, I would like to go. I mean, I would rather go to the local dirt track and watch the dudes drive the cars that they build in their garage or their personal little
Yes.
shop out behind their house, because that they don't have this
Yes.
big major corporate backer. They're doing all this stuff themselves or with their friends. So
This
I
is
mean, it makes it
their money.
it makes it more. I don't know. It makes it more sportsmanlike to me in my mind
Yes. I
than for
agree.
the
And see,
driver to just show up in this $1 million pre-made car. He just gets in and drives, and then he goes home. He really has no stock in it.
yep. And see, that's where we started out as kids. So Sundays we always watched the races, and that was before it got big in the Midwest. We were lucky if we were able to watch one race every couple of months on Sunday here in Kansas. That's why we moved to North Carolina so my daddy could pursue his dream. But prior to them being shown NASCAR, the big races being shown on TV, we would go to the smaller speedways here in Kansas. There's one up near Leavenworth. It's actually right by the VA up there in Leavenworth. It's off K5, which I know you don't know what that is, but it's the highway that we take. It's beautiful. It goes all the way up to the VA, and it's also where my dad is buried there at the National Cemetery. But there is it's called Lakeside Speedway, if that tells you anything. Tiny, ghetto as fuck. I mean, just, and the guys that race there, it's their hard-earned money that they put into those cars. And when they wreck those cars, it's their hard-earned money and weeks of recovery for that car. That I can get into.
Branco, we know those drivers started off at the local tracks, but now they're corporate sellouts, I guess.
Sellouts, Viagra, Retinol, Cialis.
I don't know, dude. I don't
Fuck
know.
that shit.
That's kind of how I feel about the NFL.
I've lost interest. I'm not a fair weather fan. The Chiefs suck ass. They always have. Every time they get to a point where it's, oh my God, we're in the postseason.
So if they start dominating this year, are you still gonna hate the Chiefs?
No, it's not that I hate them. It's that I know they let their fan base down. I know it's not intentional, or maybe it is. I don't fucking know. Who knows what's going on in Vegas? But when it comes down to it, they play really, really fucking great during the regular season. And then, oh man, we're in the postseason. We're going to do great. This year's going to be our year. We're going to the Super Bowl. And guess what happens? Epic failure.
I hear,
and then we embarrass ourselves, and then it's the end, and then it's just...
Maybe you need a quarterback. I hear Colin Kaepernick's looking for a gig.
Please. Oh my God. And Kansas City has been talking about him. I swear to God, if they bring Colin Kaepernick to the Chiefs, I will, the one beanie that I own, I will burn it. I don't want it anymore. I don't want anything to do with Colin Kaepernick. Nope.
Terrible. I don't blame
Terrible.
you. Yeah, that dude's a pariah now in the NFL. Nobody wants him. He fucking, let me use my status as an NFL player to, spew my politics all over the place. How'd that work?
Nope.
Yeah.
Worked out real well for you over there.
Now nobody will touch him.
Wants
He's
you.
been ostracized. Yeah, fuck that guy.
He just needs to go play football in Europe. They have semi-pro over there, and he just needs to go over there and mind his own fucking business for a while. Let
Shyla
it cool
says
down. Cause
Kaepernick retired. Is that what they call it? He retired.
I have a nice little nickname for Kaepernick, and I came up with this nickname prior to his little kneeling and political debacle and blah, 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 blah. So I call him Colin Kaeperdick.
Sure.
Kaeperdick. So feel free to use that, because that's exactly what he is. He's a fucking dick. Kaeperdick.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Colin Kaeperdick.
Colin Kaepernick. And that brings us to the break. That first hour went by pretty quick, didn't it, there, Cuffs?
Fuck yeah, it did. And that's what happens when we talk about sports, the Royals and the Chiefs. Go Royals, baby. Boys in blue.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. We're going to take a break and get our guests on here. And Zulu will be here in the next hour.
Maybe.
Ladies.
Where's he at?
Nah, he just sent me a message. He's ready.
Okay.
So I'm going to get him on, and I'm going to get our tonight's guest on. If you tuned in late, I'm sure some of you did. You were probably eating dinner or something. Tonight's guest, Michael. Oh my God, this dude's gonna be so mad at me for butchering his last name. Carrasquillo. That's probably it. I hope that's it. I don't want to look like an asshole when he comes on. He's like, no, you'd never, not one time did you even get close. Michael's an airborne infantry veteran who's deployed to both Iraq and Afghanistan. He got injured in combat. And he spent 2 years at Walter Reed, after which he was medically retired. This was in 2007. And since then, he's been working with some nonprofit organizations. All of these always centered around helping wounded veterans. He recently went through the Armed Services Arts Partnership, which, if you remember having comedian PJ Walsh on here, he's their spokesperson. So Michael has gone through that program, and now he's trying his hand as a stand-up comedian. So we're going to talk to him and let him tell us about how the program worked for him and how it might work for you if you fancy yourself a funny man. That's coming up here right after the break. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll be right back with more of the Monday edition on WTF Nation Radio.
turn it around. It seems as though I've forgotten just how far down that I can go in an instant, and I can take you there, and I can take all my friends and family, and I won't care, 'cause I have the most reckless heart when I try, and I have the most beautiful dark side. I need to find some meaning, something true to believe in, 'cause left to my own devices, the beautiful dark side wins. The beautiful dark side wins. Always one for a good time, always one for extremes, until the fabric of life starts tearing at the seams. And I can never remember when it started to turn. I just simply forget all of the things I've learned, 'cause I have the most reckless heart when I try, and I have the most beautiful dark side. I need to find some meaning, something true to believe in. It's left to my own devices. The beautiful dark side wins. The beautiful dark side wins. Today I will die. Could be today or tonight. I'm terrified. Have I just wasted time? Have I just wasted time? 'Cause I have the most reckless heart when I try, and I have the most beautiful dark side. I need to find some meaning, something true to believe in. I'm terrified of seeing the beautiful dark side win. Beautiful dark side win.
Hey, this is Gene Vandenham from Range 15. You're listening to What the Fuck Nation. Butter your ears up and set fire to the rain.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Sanctuary I provide.
What's up, everybody? We're back. Oh, my God. Here we are. There you guys are. Yes, this is the Monday edition here on WTF Nation Radio. Hi. How's it going? I'm your host, Redleg. Look at me waving on the Facebook Live video.
Look at him wave.
If Zulu was on camera, you can see him wave. He waves better than I do. Zulu is here. He's decided to join us for the second and possibly third hour of tonight's show. Also, Cuffs, tonight's special guest co-host, who will be on the air tomorrow with Minx. Tied Up Tuesdays.
Tied
Minx
Up
and Cuffs.
Tuesdays.
Shyla says I missed all the fun. Or did I? Tonight's guest, airborne infantry veteran. He deployed to both sandboxes. He got injured in combat, spent a couple years at Walter Reed, and I guess that's probably a good place to hone your comedic talents. Michael, and we talked, and I wasn't that far off about how to pronounce his name, but we're just going to call him CQ.
Yep, that works for me.
It's a lot easier to say than Carrasquillo. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
You've got some friends who are anxiously awaiting your appearance on the show here in the Facebook Live chat. So you are you? I guess would you be considered a graduate of the Armed Services Arts Partnership Program?
Yeah. So ASAP it has multiple programs. There's music programs, writing programs. I am a alum of the comedy boot camp, the stand-up comedy class.
Is that what it's called? The comedy boot camp?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Comedy boot camp.
And so are the people that are involved with this, I guess, I don't know, mentorship or instruction of the comedy boot camp, are these all veterans of stand-up comedy, people that we may have heard of?
I will say it's there's been a few iterations so far. In mine, in my class, we did have the majority of the mentorship was people that have gone through the program before and have stuck with comedy. So they've performed, they've been to different places. And then we also had a stand-up comic who had, 20 plus years of experience. There's no, let's say, celebrities kind of involved in the boot camp classes, but there is a lot of experience out there that the mentors get to bring in.
How much of stand-up comedy, because we touched on this when PJ was on the show, how much of this is natural ability and how much of this is you actually learning a craft and honing that?
Oh my God. I'm sure all my friends would say that I'm not funny at all, naturally. So I think it's a lot of work. I've seen people who are just, the most hilarious people you'll meet face to face, but you put them in a situation where they have to get up on a stage in front of a light, in front of an audience, and they're just going to crack to pieces. So there is a lot of work that goes into, making a good set and getting practice, getting comfortable on stage. But I'd like to think that there's a little bit of just that that's something extra special that makes you different from everybody else. Right.
How intimidating is it to get up on stage by yourself with just the microphone and the spotlights on you, and people are looking at you expectantly like, okay, funny man, make me laugh?
It is. It's a lot of pressure. When I was going through the classes, in my head I was like, what am I doing? This is kind of crazy, I really, the way I feel about it now is it reminds me a lot of like being airborne. So, you do a lot of the prep work, a lot of prep work. Anybody that's done any type of airborne operation knows you end up sitting on the tarmac forever, just waiting to go. And then, just right before you hit that stage, it's that that green light comes on, and you're just, next thing you know, you're out the door, and it's pure adrenaline after that. So, it's definitely the closest thing I can say, to being back in the airborne straps and, going out there and performing.
That's an interesting parallel that you drew between that and being airborne. And that's what you did in the Army, like we've been saying, is that you were in the airborne infantry. Do you mind talking about your deployments and how you came to be injured and spending 2 years at Walter Reed?
Yeah, I'll try to keep this as short as possible, but it's a very long story, but I'll hit the highlights. I joined the army straight out of high school. I'm originally from New York City, so I was a senior in high school when 9/11 happened. So at that point, there was no decision of what I was going to do next. I immediately went after my graduation and signed up, joined the army. I wanted to be, I wanted to be on the front lines. I wanted to be making a difference. So I joined the airborne infantry, went through basic and airborne school. Ended up with the 173rd in Vicenza, Italy. A
Guys,
lot, not, yeah, it's like that's right, Sky Soldiers. And so I got there in 2003, and anybody that knows airborne history, 2003 is when the 173rd jumped into Iraq, first combat operation since Vietnam. So so we hit the ground running. Did some time in Iraq, just was 13, 14 months, and then redeployed back to Italy, and then a year later was sent to Afghanistan. I made it 6 months out of a year-long deployment before I was wounded in combat. It was during an air assault mission. We were, exiting helicopters. My team got ambushed right out the gate, and yeah, I got shot 5 times.
Holy shit.
And yeah, I survived. Obviously, I died actually once in transit when they were trying to get me airlift me out, and they brought me back, thankfully. And yeah, surgery right there in Afghanistan, a little mud hut. They performed emergency surgeries. Um, from there, Bagram, the main base, and then from there, the Germany hospital launch tool, the German hospital that we have there. There a couple days, and then pushed right to Walter Reed, where I spent the next 2 years undergoing 44 something surgeries.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And yeah, and spent 2 years there, and was finally cleared and medically retired in 2007.
Well,
yeah, this is
congratulations on not staying dead. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
yeah. I wanted to ask about your 2 years at Walter Reed. Like, when you got there, did you know you were going to be spending that much time there?
The funny thing about that is I was so conditioned to, walk it off, I think, as most infantry guys are, that even with 5 bullet holes, pieces missing, in ICU for, I think I was in ICU for like 3 months, where I died again in ICU, I was still convinced for a good, a very, I'm ashamed for how long I was convinced that I would be a return to duty, that I would get back out there and meet my guys back out in the
Wow,
field.
man.
And it took a long while to kind of come to grips with the fact that my military career was over.
You're stubborn son of a bitch, aren't you? You died twice and you just refused to stay dead. Good on
Yeah,
you, man.
I tell people that the next time I plan on making it stick though. So
No, is that where you did you start getting into comedy while you were at Walter Reed?
yeah, I've always been a fan of comedy. Like I mean, it's always been my favorite genre. I love stand-up material. I never saw myself ever at that kind of a level where I was going to be doing something like that. I will say that comedy played a part in my recovery. So when I was in Walter Reed, I think I went through what a lot of people go through. You do go through survivor's guilt. You do go through the why me, all these kind of dark, really negative thoughts. And while I was kind of at my lowest, I remember I was sitting in a bed, and there was this guy who would come around to the different wards. He was a triple amputee, had lost both his legs and one of his arms, and then the one arm that was left had like one or two fingers, and he had a little motorized wheelchair that, I mean, I can't even describe it. It was pimped out, right? It had spinners for rims, stickers, had a boombox on the back, flags. Like, this dude was decked out, and he would go into all the wards and would just be he was the funniest guy I think I've ever met. would like it got so bad that he would come into my room and I would start laughing so hard that I would literally bust stitches, and they would ask him to leave because of for my medical safety. And I remember thinking to myself, like, man, if here I am, with everything wrong with me, sure, but like it could be worse. Like this guy has gone through way worse than what I went through, and yet he's still has this amazing sense of humor, still can just light up a room. And I'm like, I have no right to pity myself. I have no right to sit here and be moody and gloomy. Like there's so much life still left to live, and that kind of got me on the road to recovery. And I mean, it was years went by. Like I said, I left in '07, and it was just last year that I started doing comedy. So it was a long path to get me back to where I am. But I do look at that as what kind of started my recovery.
So were you involved? I know you're involved with some nonprofit organizations that give back to wounded veterans. Is that something that you were involved in prior to you going through this program with the Armed Services Arts Partnership?
Right. So when I got injured, I I decided I wanted to get away from everybody. And so I bought a house in Pennsylvania in the woodlands, like deep in the mountains where no one could bother me. And I spent a year or two, figuring things out. And it wasn't until I got reached out to by like Wounded Warrior Project had originally reached out to me and like, oh, you need to come out to some events and meet some guys. And so little by little, I started getting more involved. Obviously, I wasn't working or anything like that. And so it was good that it got me out of the house. It got me involved, being with other veterans. And little by little, it kind of helped me get out of my shell, get me out of my funk. And then through their organization, then started getting connected with a lot of different organizations, Team Red, White, and Blue, Team Rubicon. I mean, it goes on and on. Like I wanted to. Every time I went to an event and I got to talk to guys and I got to share my story and hear their story, it made, I don't know, it just helped me. It was therapeutic to kind of be open and to kind of let, shine some light on the demons that we have inside of us. And it really got me through a lot of my hard times. And so more and more I got involved. Like I just started gobbling it up. Like any type of program that was for veterans. Like I just wanted to be a part of it because it helped me to talk to other guys to help them help me and just back and forth. So it's been a passion since being injured. It took a warrior who's my mentor, a guy who came to me in my darkest time and kind of showed me my path and showed me like, look, you can get to this good place if you just if you work at it, and he taught me like to give. The more you could give back, the better you're gonna feel. And that kind of got me on the path that I'm on. And I've been a peer supporter, I've been a peer mentor, I've gotten certified in suicide awareness training, and as much as I could do, I help run a support group for disabled veterans. I try to do as much as I can to mentor and be there for others, because I know I wouldn't be here today if those same people, if those mentors weren't a part of my life.
I got a couple of other questions. First of which is, who are these dudes in here talking shit in the Facebook live chat and saying that your wife is way funnier than you are?
Well, first of all, that is absolutely true. My wife is hysterically funny. And the only reason I don't do wife jokes is because I know she'd kill me. But she's hilarious. And those are some of the guys that I've mentored in the past that decided this was a great opportunity to try to roast me live on air.
Friends. You say friends with quotation marks around it?
Yes, I do. I use air quotes quite often. So I'm using my air quotes now.
Secondly, was there ever a time where you felt resentful? I mean, you sound like a hard charger, so your military career was in essence like cut way short by this. Did you ever feel resentful? I know you said that you kind of retreated to the woods for a while to do some, I don't want to sound cliche, but soul searching, let's say, for lack of a better term.
No, true. Very true. That was something I had to deal with a lot. I loved doing what I did. I mean, I literally bled, sweat, and everything for the army, for my brothers in arms. I believed in what we were doing, and it's a very hard thing. Like I can imagine that people who, 6 years in, 8 years in, decide to hang it up and walk away. That's got to be a hard thing, but to have it ripped away from you leaves just a nasty, ugly hole in your being, and it took a long time for me to come to terms with that and to be able to fill that, and that's where a lot of that camaraderie with my fellow veterans and serving for something else than yourself, that's what ended up filling that hole for me. But yeah, it was ugly for a while, and it was a hard thing to say that, okay, I can't be that person that I used to be.
Well, it's good that you've been able to keep the military community, veteran community, close to you. That's I think that's what drives a lot of us. I did 4 years and got out of my own free will. I got out in 1998. I guess if I had to give a reasons, because I was bored. But looking back, I'm like, why didn't I stay in? I miss it. I miss the people. Embrace the suck. That sort of thing. So this is therapeutic for me, just like what you do is therapeutic for you. And I've found that that's a common theme among veterans, but more so in a case where somebody who had I guess a bright future ahead of them in the military that had it taken away from them. So at least, I mean, you could have gone the other way. You could have withdrawn and turned all this shit inward on yourself. Luckily for us, you didn't. So maybe we can catch you in a comedy club somewhere.
Yeah, I'm still very new to this, and I've done a couple shows. When I signed up for the class to learn, I didn't even know if it would be something that I'd follow through with afterwards. But since graduating, I mean, I've enjoyed it immensely. It's been such a and a big part of that was going through with other veterans and just making each other laugh. It reminded me of being in the trenches, and literally all you had was, we're either gonna just be miserable or we're gonna make each other laugh. And so humor was a big part of that. So getting to go through the program with other veterans was 80% the joy of it. 20% of it is just getting on stage and making people laugh is a fun thing to do. I've done a couple little shows, and most of the stuff that I've done has been charity work. It's giving back. ASAP asked me to go do this performance or that performance. Great, I'd love to. Like, I didn't do this because I thought I was going to make a career out of it. But to be able to do bigger shows has been awesome. And I know I'm going to be one of 3 opening for PJ in Connecticut
right
here next week, and so hopefully bigger things come, and I'm able to do those things, and I'm excited for the opportunities.
We're excited for you.
The class you went through, what is it, comedy boot camp?
Yes.
And how was that? Was it like a army comedian class, or like how was the class you gave?
So the way there's 2 of them. There's one in Washington D.C. and there's one in Hampton Roads, Virginia. The one I went to was the D.C. class. It happens at the D.C. Improv, which is, if you know, comedy is a legendary place where just the gods of comedy have performed in their time. And so we got to be there, and we had our mentors, people who had previously graduated. We had the teachers, so to speak, and there's a very structured course of where they work you through the idea of, okay, a premise, a setup, a punchline, a tag, and how to create a flow, and it's 6 weeks of just, you write material, you go, you perform it for the class, and they give you feedback, and you just try to make it better and better and better and tighter and tighter. And then at the end of the 6 weeks, we put on a graduation show and perform right on stage at the DC Improv for a real audience who have paid real money to come and see this show.
Holy shit!
So it's
no pressure.
It's amazing.
Now, do people do people flunk out of the class? Is it possible you're just like, you're not funny, you can't be a comedian?
Oh man, I can't talk bad about my brethren, man. Come on now. No, it's that it's that kind of thought of like leave no man behind. So if someone is struggling, then just more of us are gonna band around that person. And a lot of times, if you've signed up for this class, you are pretty much inherently funny. A lot of it could just be nerves with on stage. It could be, we had issues with guys, missing their timing. You're supposed to do a tight 5 minutes, and you get up there, you get a little disoriented. Next thing you know, you're doing 8, 9, 10, 11 minutes. So it's working out a lot of the kinks of performing. But I wouldn't say anybody's like so bad that they're like they just flunked. I think some people have gone through it and realized, you know what, maybe this isn't what I thought it would be. Maybe this isn't something I'm comfortable with, and they decide not to go back. But I don't know of anybody who's ever been like, they're okay, you got an F, get the fuck out, don't come back.
I imagine not, but it's got to be pretty fun to do it with a bunch of veterans.
Oh my God. I mean, a lot of times we'd get chastised because we're too busy just making each other laugh than actually working on our material. So a lot of it was like, guys, come on, like that was funny, but let's focus on making your shit better.
Can you imagine being like the cat herder in charge of all the up and coming veteran comedians?
Man,
Worst job
I
ever.
cannot say enough about the leadership we've had. Sam Pressler, who's the executive director of the whole program, who attends all the classes himself. He just loves being a part of it. The instructors we've had, KJ and James. I mean, phenomenal. I don't know how they do it. I'm actually mentoring this current class that's going through right now. I'm one of the mentors. So you have the instructors who lead the class, and then alumni mentors who have gone through it, who've been out there, who've performed, and can just kind of give insight and feedback and just little guidance here and there. So I'm currently mentoring this class, one of the mentors of this class, and it's awesome. It's like going through the whole program again. I'm loving every minute of it.
So you may pick up a little bit more the second time around.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Never stop learning.
I have my book, my little comedy notebook, everywhere I go, and it's absolutely open, and I'm scribbling furiously in the back. Listening to all these funny people really does inspire you to keep working at it.
Well, guys, let's take the middle of the show break. We come back more with CQ, and I'm going to restart this Facebook Live video for those of you who are watching on this because reasons which I don't feel like I need to explain to all of you people. Nobody? All right.
You people, what's that supposed to mean?
Thank you. We'll take this break, everybody. We'll be back in probably about 7 or 8 minutes. Right here with more of the Monday edition on WTF Nation Radio.
listening to Red Leg on the voice of U.S. Army WTF Moments. WTF Nation Radio.
Hungry for another taste. You stumble around the time you waste, and your table's overturned. Sooner or later, you crash, then you burn. I think I wanna die tomorrow. Are you gonna be with me? I think I wanna die tomorrow, 'cause I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. The simple ways come and go. Still I love the way you turn me on. I just can't find the words, 'cause everything I say sounds so absurd. I think I wanna die tomorrow. Tired of being with me. I think I wanna die tomorrow.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back. The second half of the Monday edition here on WTF Nation Radio. Thanks for hanging out. I'm Redleg, and I'm joined tonight by Zulu, my regular co-host, and Cuffs, my irregular co-host, I guess.
Hey.
Being all irregular. Tonight's guest,
Oh.
CQ, or his real name is Michael Carrasquillo. Look at that. Look at me
That's
being
right.
all ethnic and stuff. He is a recent graduate, I guess, semi-recent graduate of the comedy boot camp that's offered up by the Armed Services Arts Partnership. And he is now. Are you officially a stand-up? I mean, at what point do you say, "Hey, I'm a stand-up comedian"?
That's a good question, man. It's when it's in your heart. No,
Good answer.
I guess what makes you a professional? I guess if you get paid to do it, I guess that makes you a professional, right?
Sure.
All right. Well, I've been paid to do comedy, so
Yeah,
I
here
guess.
all this time I thought I was a professional broadcaster, and it turns out I'm not. So Michael has graciously agreed to join us on the show tonight, and if you missed the first half of the show, you missed a treat. He told us about his experiences leading up to his enrollment, I guess, in the comedy boot camp thing, and now he spends his days being funny and doing things to help other veterans, which is I kind of think is all of a mission that all of us should be involved in, because like I've said before, we got to look out for each other because each other is all we've got. But despite everything that he's been through, being wounded and dying twice, which is kind of creepy, he has remained a functioning member of society. So he is a functional veteran. Good on you, dude. And we learned a lot of interesting things about your wife during the break, and how your friends are terrified of her. all 5 feet of her.
Oh yeah.
She's keeping you in line over there, I guess.
Oh yeah. She's in the other room glaring at me, so I gotta watch what I say.
Sorry. I'm probably partially responsible for that. Do you have a way for us to keep up with everything that's going on in your world? I mean, within reason. We don't want to be creepy or anything. Facebook page, maybe?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can give you my address. You guys could come over.
Oh, sweet.
Get back.
Hey, Spanky, you writing this down?
Kegger at Michael's house.
That's right. That's right. It's always a party at CQ's house. I have my own personal page, but for the comedy stuff, I have it's called CQ Comedy, is the Facebook page, and then I do a little bit of the Twitter stuff, not much, but which is I think my Twitter handle is like Zerocar, ZEROCARR. And that's really it. I mean, I'm still learning how to plug myself, basically.
So you're not on.
Sounds a lot dirtier than it is.
Instagram, Snapchat. What's all the other ones, Zulu? You're up on all this crap.
I mean, what's your Tumblr, your Pinterest, your Reddit username?
Oh yeah.
Your Pornhub account.
Who knows all that stuff? Oh, Pornhub again.
Yeah, none of that. I keep it simple. I try to keep it stupid simple, right?
So you said that you have made some money as a comedian, and now you're a professional. And you had mentioned that you're going to be opening for PJ in where?
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Hartford, Connecticut. Yeah, at the Hartford Funny Bone.
Yeah, he talked about that when he was on the show recently, and said that he was going to have some guys who'd been through the comedy boot camp thing opening for him. But what a dick! He didn't use your name specifically.
Well, I think PJ has been incredibly helpful and just encouraging to all. He's doing his whole Northeast tour. I think it's Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, New York, and Virginia Beach. And he opened that up to any ASAP alum that wanted to open it up for him. So I mean, he's that's like 9 to 12 different comedians, and I'm sure at that time we hadn't exactly figured out who was going where and who was going to do what. So I wouldn't put it on him for not name dropping me personally, but yeah, he's been incredibly just generous with his shows and giving us a chance to kind of get up and do that thing.
That's a very gracious and diplomatic answer.
I try.
I just called him a dick, and you totally fended that off and turned it back around on me.
Yeah, well, he's giving me an opportunity. I'm not gonna slander him.
He's a good guy. It was a lot of fun. PJ was a lot of fun to have on the show. And good at what he does.
Yeah, he's fantastic, and I aspire to be one day as funny and as good at the craft as he is.
But he's been in Bill Clinton's mouth, and that's quite an achievement in and of itself.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean, but I think it's funnier if we just leave it at that.
Right. Does he talk to people? Does he talk to you guys about that kind of shit? Because He couldn't stop telling us about how much time he'd spent in former President Bill Clinton's mouth when he was on the show.
Uh,
It's quite an accomplishment.
yeah, we've done a few things. I think one of the coolest things, and just to again pat him on the back, is the fact that he not only is he giving us the stage to perform at. I know especially the few of us that are going up to Hartford. He wants to spend time with us before the show and just talk everything comedy, talk about the business and how to manage yourself and manage your shows. And so for him to take the time out to not just anybody could just say, yeah, go ahead, perform a few minutes in front of my show, whatever. But then to also take the time to really mentor us is just, he's a great guy.
He told us a story about how Jeff Foxworthy had kind of pulled him to the side and offered suggestions and mentored him, and now he's paying it forward. Is this something you see yourself doing in the future with other young up and coming comedians? Is the mentorship thing? I mean, you're kind of doing it now
I would
already,
hope
right?
so. Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, I've already volunteered to mentor the next class, and I will continue to do so. I think I look back to all the people that have mentored me. Like I said before, I wouldn't be at the level I'm at now. This is not me. This is not I'm not self-sufficient in the fact that like I came from nothing and I built this empire. Like I've had help every step of the way. Every person that's been involved in my life has given me a piece to help me kind of build something of my own. So the least I can do is try to pay that forward.
I think people are under the impression that in order to be a comedian, you're funny and you get on stage, you tell jokes, and that's it. But I don't think people grasp everything that's involved. And this is a craft. This is not just. I mean, and especially if you're booked for a show, you can't just say I'm not feeling funny today and blow it off. There's a lot of work that goes into this.
It's a lot. I mean, a lot of times, I've seen it in my class. I've seen it in the next class that we're mentoring. You have these guys that, before the class, we're all joking around. These guys are funny. But that first time you just get up there and you realize, oh, wait, like I remember like my first time performing for other people in the classroom, and even just in the classroom environment, I remember I'd spent days just writing material. And I got like no laughs. And I realized, wow, this is a lot harder than, because what you think is funny isn't necessarily always funny to others.
Right.
Just recently, we had ASAP was given a great opportunity in Virginia Beach. An amazing performer, Mike Birbiglia, took time before his show in Virginia Beach and to talk to a bunch of ASAP alum. And to talk the business and to talk his process and he said this great piece of advice. He said, I get up and I do. I think he said he's like 2 hours just of writing, nonstop writing. And he goes, if I write 100 pages, 90 of them will be garbage, and 5 of them or 10 of them will be funny to me, but only 5 of them will be funny to the audience. So it's just this idea of, it's a very hard process. It really is, takes a lot of work and to find, your voice and to what's funny to the audience. But yeah, it's not something anybody can just kind of get up and do. Well, I'm sure there's somebody. Statistically, there's got to be somebody who can just get up on stage and be funny.
I mean, but somebody may have some funny stories to tell, but once they've exhausted that, then what?
Right.
So Jason wants to know if you like Mitch Hedberg, but I'm gonna take the question a little bit further and ask you, who would you say your favorite comedians are and or greatest influences?
Oh man, I have been such a fan of, just comedy in general. So everything from the '80s comics, Richard Pryor and back when Eddie Murphy did his thing, all the way up until someone like Mitch Hedberg. I think the closest, and this is just by pure coincidence, it's been Mike Birbiglia. His comedy isn't as mainstream. He's a big name in the comedy world. Maybe not as mainstream as a lot of people know, but his style of just very storytelling, and finding the funny in the story, and then he's not one of those, because some comics are very overactor or will do characters, or and my style is very much more, it's just me. It's just me talking about what I've been through and how ridiculous it is when you really stop and think about it. And so that's very much his same style of comedy. So I think he's probably been one of my biggest inspirations and kind of and his way of performing. But there's just too many. There's just so many great comedians out there, men, women, every different age and ethnicity. I mean, I love it all. I'm a huge fan of just comedy in general.
Mike Birbiglia has been in Orange is the New Black, right? He's got an acting gig.
Yeah, yeah. He has this great joke where he goes, you might recognize me. I'm the 74th lead on Orange is the New Black, which is just hysterical. But he definitely doesn't take himself that seriously about it. But yes, he's done a couple things here and there. He actually he wrote and directed and starred in 2 of his own movies, which are phenomenal if you ever get the chance to see it. One is Sleepwalk with Me, where he talks about how he suffers from like sleepwalking, but like the very to the max level kind of sleepwalking, where he once jumped out of a 2nd-story window.
Oh, shit.
And he that became a part of his set, and he ended up doing a play about it, and then actually made a movie about it. And then also he just did one that's more about improv and sketch comedy called Don't Think Twice, which is a great one if you guys can go out and see.
Zulu, you had a question or a statement?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask when the last time you'd been to when's the last time you paid to watch somebody do stand-up comedy?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh man, I'll be honest. I'm a homebody. I'm a very introvert. I don't. One of the things my wife hates the most about me is I don't like going out. I don't like going to the movies. I don't like going to concerts. I don't like doing things. I will go to comedy shows, and I've paid for a few of them. For instance, the Mike Birbiglia show, again, just happened like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so it's the most recent in my mind. But I got a free ticket because I was an ASAP alum. But I bought a ticket for my wife because I wanted her to be there with me, and she's very supportive of what I do. So I kind of like to take her on the journey with me. But yeah, now that I'm more in the comedy world, I would absolutely take the time out to go see a show.
Well, now that you do it yourself. When you go, are you just kind of like, you just kind of sit down and you're just like, all right, I'm waiting for the funnies, or do they come out and you're like, oh, I see what he's doing there. Oh yeah, it's it's good what he's doing.
It's funny you should say that. I have I have Sirius XM in my car, so like they have comedy channels.
Raw Dog.
Raw Dog, exactly. Yep, Raw Dog Comedy.
Yeah.
And like Laugh USA, I think is the other one. So I listen to a lot of it, and whether I go to a show live or if I'm listening it or I'm watching it on my my iPad or whatever, I do try to be an audience member in air quotes as much as I can because I want to enjoy the show. But you do really, the training starts kicking in, and you're like, I see what he did there. I see how he looked off the joke, or I see how he exaggerated this one part, or he did a misdirect in this one part, or he did a callback to his earlier set, and he's using this cue, and little things like that. A lot of things like the way they hold their body, the way they they might say something one way, but they're looking another way. It's you start to really see all the little intricate parts of the comedy routine when you what's the saying, how when you know how the donuts are made or how the sausage is made, right? Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Once you know it, you really start to spot it.
So you kind of deconstruct other people's stuff now that you understand how it's all constructed.
Yeah, studying it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
and
good.
I mean, by no means am I some type of master comedian or anything like that, but I've become a student of comedy, and I think to excel at it, you really need to, whether or not it's your style. I'm not a Dice Clay that's going to be F this and F that and be very over the top, but I can watch it and appreciate his style and his delivery, his timing, his pacing, and learn something from it.
Okay, nice. Now, Jason in the Facebook Live chat is asking a question that I was actually about to ask you too. You said that you were a homebody and an introvert. but yet you're going on stage as a comedian. Is that one thing you feel comfortable as doing?
This is something that I share with CQ, as I too am an introvert.
Yeah, a lot of people misunderstand that like the first thing I'll say is that so for years the years that I was living in Pennsylvania in my house, I was a recluse. I was a literal recluse where it'd be weeks that I didn't leave my house. And God bless my wife for being the one that's going to get groceries and the things I need to survive. And going through PTSD and things like that and trying to get through that. I'm still that homebody that wants to stay home, but obviously I know I have responsibilities as an adult and I have to do these things. Being on stage, it's a lot of people misunderstand that, like, oh my God, you're at the mercy of the audience. And for anybody that's done it, really knows that's not the case. As a comedian, you are in control of the situation. You are the decider. You are going to say, you're going to sit there and you're going to listen to me. The spotlight's on me. It's not on you. And I'm in control. I'm going to tell you basically when to laugh, and it's like, for instance, ASAP has another great program that's an improv class. I said, as much as I love doing stand-up, I would be petrified to do improv because in that situation, you are very much at the mercy of the audience. And I like being able to spend weeks and weeks writing material, working material, knowing what I'm going to say word by word, beat by beat. But you put me in a situation where I'm going to have to improv in front of an audience, I'm going to shut down so fast.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, being an introvert, it's actually very therapeutic to be able to go on a stage and say, and make people laugh. It's as close to being an extrovert as I could possibly get.
Okay, that's cool.
That improv thing, that's an entirely different animal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Cause is asking a question I was just about to ask you. Well, he worded it a little differently, but I'll combine our questions. Have you been heckled, and how have you dealt with it?
I've been fortunate that the shows that I've performed at that are comedy shows, there hasn't been hecklers. There was a situation where I was performing and the space wasn't necessarily the best. In comedy, it'd be nice to have a very wide audience, but that has a shallow depth, if you get what I'm saying, maybe 7 rows deep,
Right.
but more of a wide audience. This was a situation where I performed, and it was kind of like being a stewardess on an airplane because there was 2 seats on either side of me, and then the rows just went on forever.
Holy crap.
And so it was very awkward. And then the speaker was directly behind me. So anybody that was 4 rows back and beyond could not hear what I was saying. And so there were a few, yells from the back, like, we can't hear you and stuff. And, you just got to perform. The worst I've ever been heckled, though, I will tell you this, was at my wife's baby shower. And I say that because I had a few of my comedy friends come to the baby shower, and we're like, you know what? There's an audience here. People are drinking. We're laughing. People kept asking me, hey, I know you're doing the comedy thing. Can you tell a few jokes? And I pulled the group together. It was about 4 of us. And I pulled the group together. And I said, hey, you guys want to do like an impromptu comedy show? And I should have stuck with the reaction. Their faces were saying, like, that is the dumbest idea ever. But I convinced them. And we ended up putting on a very impromptu comedy show at my baby shower, which went well, except when I was up, a couple of friends of mine decided this would be a great opportunity to heckle the shit out of me. And yeah, so it was already a very awkward space. We didn't have microphones. I mean, we're in a party, like there were kids running around. So it was you're already off your game as a comedian, but then to be heckled by your own friends, you just gotta kind of roll with it.
God damn it, guys.
So in retrospect, that was probably not the best idea.
Yes, I would recommend any comedians out there not to perform at baby showers. That'd be my recommendation.
Noted. I mean, I'm not a comedian, but I'm gonna steer clear of the which I do anyways. Baby showers. I mean, I guess you had a good reason to be there, but not this guy. Baby showers, indeed. Michael, what? Let's take one more opportunity before I move on to the next segment of the show to tell everybody where they can find you. I know it's, well, I got it pinned to the top of the Facebook Live chat here. You're on Facebook, facebook.com/comedycq, which
That's
is
correct.
Which is pretty cool name, Comedy CQ.
I try.
Yeah, I like that. Very creative. Courtesy of your friends.
That's right. Yeah, the CQ moniker has followed me since basic training.
Your friends are either doing really good stuff for you or heckling you at baby showers. There's really no in between, is there?
That's what I like to surround myself with. I want to be on edge at all times.
You never,
On edge.
never know what they're going to do to you. Like they all showed up en masse here in the Facebook Live chat and immediately started talking shit as soon as your segment started.
That's right. That's those are the people that I like to surround myself with.
Excellent. Yeah, keeps you on your toes. Michael, best of luck to you. You know, you're always welcome back here anytime if you'd like to call in and talk for a few minutes or a couple of hours. We're here.
Definitely. No, this was a blast. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, anytime I can spread awareness and for veterans issues and get to talk about myself, I'd love to have the opportunity.
Are you saying you're your favorite topic? I love it.
Yes.
I like that.
That's
Definitely.
awesome. Honest.
I like
He's
that you're
honest.
confident enough to feel like that you're more interesting than anything else you could possibly talk about.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing comedy.
Exactly. Michael, thank you so much. Everybody, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'll let the listening audience decide what we do next. Are we going to keep talking, or are we going to fire up the games? But there will be something, so don't go anywhere. We'll return shortly. More of the Monday edition on WTF Nation Radio.
If you can find your own path, I'll lead you through the hills. And if you've gone the whole thing wrong, I'll show you what is real. If you can trust anyone, I'll leave you breathless, tied up still. So you can feel, because I am the one here. I'll take your mind away till you love it. I will steer. Let me tie your hands, just scream my name. Give up on all kind of shame. Let all the rest enjoy the flesh. Come to me if you need less. And if you wanna feel less, I'm the one to be alive. Fantasies down on your knees. If you can live your whole past, I will set your mind free. So you'll trust me, because I am the one here. Will take your mind away till you need it. I won't die. Let me tie your hands, just scream my name. Give up on all kind of shame. Let all the rest enjoy the flesh. Come to me if you need less. And if you wanna feel less, I'm the one to be alive. Fantasies down on your knees. Just one word and it's all gone. Something in your chest, and it just keeps you locked to me. There's something that you've been through that will make you be still. There's something in your chest, it just keeps you locked to me. There's something around your neck that helps you out in the escape. Because I'm what you wish for. Because I'm what you wish for. to leave you. Not lost, and if you wanna feel lost, I want to realize there is tears down on your knees. Just one word and it's so gone. There's something in your chest, and he just keeps you locked to me. There's something that you get through that will make you be still. There's something in your chest, he just keeps you locked to me. There's something in your neck that helps you out in the escape.
This is Randy Couture, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Just push me out the way. I'm not the one who's gonna be your easy prey.
Well, you guys, nobody said anything except for Casey about what you want to do now.
What you guys want?
Shoot from the
Tell us
hip
what
for
you want.
a little while, or should I fire up some Quiplash or whatever? You guys aren't helping me. I know D-Max said he wanted to play some games, but come on.
Quiplash.
It's in your
Quiplash.
hands, listening audience. Should I fire up some of these fancy schmancy multiplayer games that we do here, or should I just continue to ramble on incoherently?
I think the audience wants to watch you chug water.
Yeah, maybe water and some cranberry juice.
I don't. But if I don't want to be up all night pissing, is the thing.
But it might be good for you.
What, to be up all night? I got to get up in the morning and
Not
go
to
back.
be up. No. Not to be up all night, but to clean your system out.
I drank a lot of water today. Believe me, I'm getting all the pissing. I'm over that.
All the pissing.
I had a cup of coffee in the first hour of the show, and then I drank a soda also, which all that caffeine's great for me. By the way, I'm sure that's really helping things along. Let's see.
Yikes.
Have a contest to see who can shine Redleg's head the best. Okay, Andrew, I'm down.
Fuck?
Yeah. Head shining contest. Let's do it. First contestant. Oh wait, you guys aren't here. Andrew, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Shine my head.
Oh, get some wax to that thing.
It's pretty shiny, isn't it? My 5 head, because I passed 4 head a long time ago.
Really? See, when I have short hair, I got a pretty big forehead. But like, if like a chick puts her hand up to my head, she's like, you have a 5 head.
Yeah.
But, if I put my fingers up, it's just 4. So I don't know.
Chicks are so mean, dude, and judgmental about your.
Oh my God, I know.
About your forehead.
Like totally.
For those of you who missed the first part of the show where I talked about our upcoming guests, Wednesday, Darren Friedel's going to be here. He's a National Guard veteran, co-founder of the Ride Therapy Project. On Thursday, what's that guy's name from Kansas City? Oh, yeah, Tech Nine, the hip-hop artist. This dude. I am not much of a hip-hop fan. I really like Tech Nine's material. This dude's good. I mean, he's really good. So
the most successful underground rapper.
I'm really looking forward to this. And to tell you how serious we are, we brought our very own hip hop expert on board to host this show. He's Jay Reddy is taking over the Thursday night show, which is usually Sarge's time, and he's going to talk to Tech Nine. Really looking forward to that. On Friday, I'm
so jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, Red. I'm interrupting you. I'm so jealous that Jay Reddy's got that show. So jealous.
On Friday,
okay,
Garrett
continue.
Goodwin's going to be here. Garrett's an Army veteran, law enforcement officer, and highly skilled medic who responded to Ground Zero on 9/11. He wrote a book called A Hero's Natural Response, Garrett M. Goodwin's Journey Through Life and Rescue Work. He's also the founder of the American Heroes Foundation. He's going to be on my show on Friday. And then on April 24th, Master Sergeant Mike Eldridge is going to return, and I'm really looking forward to talking to Mike because he was on a show a while back with Jay Reddy and Minx, and I was kind of jealous I didn't get to talk to him, so I asked Mom to book him again. So I'm going to get to talk to Mike. He's going to be on this show and talk to Zulu and I. Now, this dude's resume, he has trained as a small unit tactics and techniques instruction specialist, prolonged care medical specialist, high angle extraction technician. He's also trained in academic development. He was a Ranger School instructor, EMT basic program manager, and primary instructor, as well as receiving professional and academic honors and awards by way of Ranger School, the Observer Controller Trainer of the Cycle 3 times, the Order of Military Medical Merit, and the Order of St. Barbara's Artillery Corps, and it goes on and on. He's the NCOIC of the Best Army Medic Competition. Mike's a really humble dude, despite this fucking resume of his, but he probably knows more about emergency medicine than your local ER doctor does. Really looking forward to talking to Mike. And then on April 27th, Sergeant Michael McLeod's going to be here. He was an Army combat photographer who joined the Army at 41 years old. He's one of the most published military photographers of the last decade. His work has earned many military journalism awards, including Military Journalist of the Year in 2012. In addition to his accomplishments as a journalist, he's also a recipient of a Bronze Star and a Meritorious Service Medal from the United States Army. He's also an active supporter of war veterans groups. Looking forward to talking to him also. So we got a stacked deck here of guests coming up. And thanks to the listening audience who's so interested in these guests, we continue to get them. And we continue to have them on the show to put some knowledge between those two ears of yours. And mine, too.
Knowledge is power.
It's good. It's almost the knowledge overload, man, from talking to these guys. They're all doing great things, both for the active duty and the veteran community. I could not be more excited for some of the guests we got coming up. And also, I don't know if you guys remember this. On Friday, I was supposed to talk to Nate Boyer. He has promised to reschedule. He had something come up and could not talk to us on Friday night, but he'll be back. We'll talk to him. Let's do. You guys want to do some games? You think maybe?
Probably.
We'll start some games up.
Give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. While I'm getting these fired up, you guys can talk amongst yourselves. It's going to take a second.
I shit you not. I'm on the toilet right now.
Are you really? Dropping a deuce.
Yep.
I know you said something about pooping. Right before we came out of the break, I didn't realize you were actively engaged in pooping.
I mean, I'm wiping out now, but
Good. Be sure you do the paperwork.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Oh my God.
I think I'll mute myself in a minute here.
Kaz has indicated that he wants to play Espionage. Is that a good one to start with, you think?
I'm hearing a bunch of the game noises.
Oh yeah, you're gonna hear those.
So am I.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Because I'm starting the game. Here, let me fix that for you. Is that better?
Oh no, wasn't sure if I was supposed to hear those or not.
Well, because I'm starting the game. That's why you're hearing those.
You're starting the what?
I'm starting the game, dude.
Oh, games.
Yeah, games.
Games. You hear that, everybody?
Games. So if you're unfamiliar with how to play these, and I hope the video's not too out of sync here, go to jackbox. Let me type this to participate. Go to jackbox.tv, and then the room code to play Espionage, Alpha, Lima, Victor, Sierra, to play Espionage. The best way to do this, if you haven't played this before, is to pull up this video feed here on one device and then go to jackbox.tv/ALVS on your other device to put your answers in. So you play along here with the video, and then you do your answers over on the other thing. Makes sense if you don't think about it. So here we go. Espionage. Oh, look at Kaz and J Ready, Black Death, Branko. But there's people already in already. Already. So the next step is for me to make my stupid face disappear and get the game window up. And there it is. And you guys enjoy, and you'll be hearing running commentary from me time to time. But Kaz is the VIP. He's the one that's got to start it. So once everybody gets in, looks like we got 2 more open slots to play Espionage. Maybe I'll go play too.
What's with the new vending machines? There's like 18 buttons to press for a soda.
Oh, right. The soda's encrypted now.
What? Come on.
Interesting.
All right.
To the owner of the invisible car in parking lot C, you have been rear-ended.
Say, Rob, do you ever think there are people out there listening in on our conversations?
Are you asking if I think there's people eavesdropping on the eavesdroppers?
Yeah, I guess.
Wow, that's pretty meta.
But there could be, right?
I mean, sure. I guess there could be a group of people gathered in a room listening to our conversations at this very moment. I find that hard to believe. That would mean this group of work associates or friends or family members would presumably have nothing better to do right now than to circle around and listen to our inane conversations.
Yeah, I suppose it is a pretty silly thought.
I mean, how pathetic.
All right, well, there we go. I had to get in too, D-Max, and we got a full house. And by the way, this game relies pretty heavily on audience input. So if you're not in as a contestant, you can always get in as an audience member and play along.
Hey, your government here. We have been sorta collecting information about all of you. Now, before you get all angry and call your congressperson, let us make it up to you by turning it all into a game that we call Espionage. Looks like you have an audience. Let's start surveillance on them right now. If we gather enough data from your audience, the questions are all about them. Otherwise, we'll use the global database. Let the Espionage begin! Let's start with you. All right, buckle in. I've got one for you. When a mariachi band suddenly appears, what percentage of people are more annoyed than anything else? Make it a good guess. You'll get more points the closer your guess is to the actual percentage. And if you're in the audience, play along by answering the question. Almost out of time. We have an answer. 19%. Everyone else, now it's your turn. Do you think the correct answer is higher or lower?
All right,
you can
D-Max.
also double down and guess much higher or much lower if you think the guess is off by 15% or more.
Not enough people playing in the audience, so we're just using global data here.
All right. Foolish humans. Just one person says lower. Okay, let's see the right answer.
Yes.
40%. Little secret about mariachi bands, most of them are government spies, so tip well. Who picks higher? Well done. You get points. As for you, well done. Double points for guessing much higher.
Yeah.
Next up. What should I search for in the old
Look at
surveillance
Jay Reddy's
programs?
character.
Ooh, I know. What percentage of people keep written lists of their passwords? You're almost out of time.
Come on, Jay Reddy. Pick something.
70%.
All right.
Everyone else, higher or lower? Foolish humans. All right. Running it unanimously higher. And Surveil says
Look at that.
33%. It's so cute how these people think their passwords are actually secret. They'll never learn. Who got it right? Here's some points. Okay, who's up next?
Casey.
Typey.
Casey, you're using the dog. I wanted to use the dog. I hope you lose.
What percentage of people suck on cough drops even when they don't have sore throats?
That's my dog.
Anytime now. 28%. Okay, higher or lower?
Foolish humans.
All right.
Most people said lower, and the correct answer is
What the fuck is wrong with people?
41%. That was a respectable guess.
I think D-Max is the only one that got points.
Ooh, points for you. And what have we here? Ugh, I'm sorry. That answer was closer than 15%. Shouldn't have doubled down.
All right.
Who's next?
I got to get on my game here.
Oh, here's one we've been especially interested in. Don't ask why. What percentage of people have sustained trampoline-related injuries, minor or major?
You know what else makes your breath fresh, Faith? Brushing your teeth.
Okay.
Cough drops are full of
higher or
sugar.
lower?
Foolish humans.
All right.
Most of you are saying higher. Okay, let's see the right answer.
Holy fuck.
31%. Dang, you nailed that guess.
Well, I was doing pretty good. Now I'm sucking.
Who got it right? Smart, yes. Here's your points.
Damn it.
Next up.
Foolish humans.
Oh, God.
All right, Surveillance Pro, what do you have for this? What percentage of Americans actually know what's going on in a rugby match?
Yes. I'll leave it right there.
Everyone else, higher or lower?
All right.
D-Max,
People are
is it
saying
much
higher.
lower?
And the correct answer is
Oh, yeah.
15%. I've got big points for that guess.
I'll take
Let's
it.
see who got it right. Before the points, I just gotta say something. Much lower means 15% less, so you think lower than 0%. Huh. Now, where was
Attaboy,
it?
D-Max.
Nice job. I've got some points for you. Okay, who's up next?
Hi, Dad.
I'll bet our database has some juicy data for this. What percentage of people have worn bathing suits under their clothes because they were out of
Are
underwear?
you fucking serious? Who does that?
Time's
Who the fuck runs out of
What do y'all
underwear?
think? Higher or lower?
Foolish humans.
All right.
Thank
Everyone
you.
is saying lower.
Thanks for the points,
And Surveil
Branko.
says 23%.
I didn't think it would be that high.
Terrible guess. You need to be within 30% to get points. Who got it right? Nice job. I've got some points for you. Next up. Okay, computer. What do you have for this one? What percentage of people over 40 still possess high school Letterman jackets?
You know what? I think that the people that have their high school Letterman jackets are the people who hit their like pinnacle of their life in high school.
15%. What do y'all think? Higher or lower?
I think that's a very. I think that's close, cause. I'm gonna say higher.
Foolish humans.
It's unanimous again. Now let's get to the right answer.
Oh, look at this.
15%. You got the percentage exactly right. There was only a 3.2% chance of that, but you probably knew that too. Here, take all the points.
All the points. Look at Kaz go.
Who's next?
All right.
We've collected data about everything, even this.
Chocolate milk.
What percentage of people over 40 have drunk chocolate milk within the last year?
Am I over 40? I mean, I'm 40, but I turned 40 in November. I guess that makes me over 40. And I don't like milk. Chocolate or otherwise. This is fucking gross.
13%. Everyone pick higher or lower. One lonely vote for lower. Okay, right answer is 59%. Let's be honest, most of them were drinking Ensure. Let's see who got it right. Well done. You get points.
Damn it, Kaz. How am I ever going to catch you if you don't get one wrong?
It's time for the final round. We embedded microchips in hundreds of subjects and found the most popular answers to this question. Which musician or music group delivered the best Super Bowl halftime performance?
Trick
Let's
question.
see what we have.
None of them.
But only the top 3 answers will get you points. Ready, go!
Jesus
If you're in
Christ.
the audience, pick the one you agree with most. You can totally determine the answer. Don't forget to use all 3 of your picks. Let's see what answers you chose.
Gee, I don't know, Spanky. Who'd you pick?
And what are the most popular answers?
I didn't do too good.
Who's that special someone?
Kaz, did Kaz win?
All right.
Oh no, wait a minute. I was 100 fucking points away.
Congratulations, you're the most surveillance that ever surveyed.
Black Death, I almost had you. You're lucky I didn't catch you, dude. Cause nothing, I guess. All right. Now what? What do we do now? What do you want to play? Look at the side of my face while I start the next game. Trivia Murder Party? Anybody? I will do Trivia Murder Party one time. If you guys want to participate, well, where's everybody going? It's going to be hard to play with like 5 people. I got a good profile. Thank you, Faith. I'm glad you like it. All right, guys, if you want to play Trivia Murder Party, go to jackbox.tv. Let me change this. Let me get rid of this. That's got to go. And I'll just put it up there. First come, first serve. I don't have to read this to you. I gotta sit up straight, though. I'm slouching. And I won't play unless we just need to fill a slot. Then I'll get in there. So, Jackbox.tv. Room code is Papa Lima Zulu Papa. You guys get in there. Let me mute my mic while I'm banging on this keyboard. All right. Everybody else that joins is going to be in the audience. Megatron, you can start whenever you're ready. Audience. How could you play in all the... Can we play in all the games? Yeah, you can play in all the games. Go for it. You can skip all the intro shit, too, if you want to, Megatron. Oh, you already know. All right. I'll shut up then.
Wake up. Wake up. Welcome to Trivia Night, a slow descent into permanent madness. But without all the preachy Yeah, who needs rules? Let's get on with it. Okay now, first question. Which hip-hop group had the lyric, "Up Jump the Boogie"? Use your device to answer the question. That means you weirdos in the audience, too. And the correct answer is... Who got it right?
Oh my god, Kaz! Spanky!
The rest of you, come with me. Welcome to the killing floor. We're going to play Chalices. All of the safe players have been provided with a poison pellet. Pick a chalice to drop your poison in.
Gee, I forgot that all the safe players get to... That's like 6 poison pellets out of 8 chalices. Somebody's gonna die.
And it's your turn now. Pick a chalice to drink from. I'm pretty excited to show off my chalice collection. Hope it tasted good. Now let's see what everyone drank.
Yeah.
Let's face it, you would have drank poison at some point in your life anyway.
And Kaz is out on the first round. See, you exploded. Nice.
There's no hard way to say it. I killed you and now you're a ghost. But keep playing and I promise you can still win. It's about to get incorporeal up in here. Let's take a look at the scoreboard, shall we? Do you like it? I took an online C++ course. Aced it. Oh, and let's check out the audience score. Uh-oh, audience.
Oh, come on, audience.
Start, eh? But it's early. Just keep plugging away.
Well, we're doing better than Kaz and Spanky.
Alright, next question. What planet is the nearest in size to the Earth? running out. And the correct answer is this one.
How many of you picked Mars?
The rest of you who are still alive, let's play a game. Welcome back to the killing floor. It's time for some finger cutting. I want your digits. Just some light humor. Just choose one of your fingers to cut off. I'm sure you'll do great. Chop. Drop. Cut them off with a big old chop.
There's no wrong answer here. Well, there's no right answer either.
That was a blast. A real finger blast. You know where I'm going with this.
Finger blast.
Here's where everybody's at right now.
Look at Jay Ready out in front. Mr. I'd never win any of these.
How about this? Tell me this, college football fans. Is Stanford's mascot a tree?
Who the fuck knows this?
Time for out.
How can a tree be a mascot?
Who said this?
Oh, I did. It was a good get. Nobody got it right except for me and one other person in the
Everyone is
audience.
wrong. Let's go someplace fun. I'm going to ask you a question. Your life depends on how you answer. Which fast food chain has the best fries? Type an answer on your device and press send when you're finished.
That's an interesting question.
Come on! Less righty-righty and more sendy-sendy.
Yeah, right.
Want to know what happens when you don't answer?
You die.
You know, it really makes me angry when your refusal to participate reveals certain inherent flaws in my basic game design. So, please, yeah, don't do that. Today's the day. I'm going to look at myself naked in the mirror. I'm not going to chicken out this time. It's going to happen.
Jay Ready's still leading.
All right, next question. If you're 65 or younger, good luck with this question. How many cards do you need to play euchre? Time's running out. Who said this one?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
You're in for a treat. It's time for a memory game. Memorize the pattern. Alright, let's hide my toys. I know this is a weird time to bring it up, but I just learned to play the glockenspiel. Wanna hear? That was an Alicia Keys song. Could you tell? Forget it. From left to right, what was the order of the colors? And I will kill the weakest one in the pack. Was this the order you burned into your brain? How did you do?
Jesus.
It looks like you forgot what was at stake.
Oh, yeah. See you, Megatron.
Next question. This will be good to know in a few minutes. What blood type is the universal recipient?
I know some of you are going to fuck this up. And then when you do, you're going to go, shit, I knew that, but I fucked it up. And some of you are using Google, which totally sucks. Don't do that.
And the correct answer is this.
Oh. The rest of you picked O, didn't you? O is a universal donor. That's what I am, O positive.
Oh, heck yes, it's time for math. Answer as many math questions as you can before time runs out. Whoever does the worst dies. Time to get your math on. Remember to show your work.
Come on, Jay Reddy. God damn it, you were doing so good.
Keep your focus. We're almost out of time.
Uh-oh.
A tie is bad for everyone involved. I hope you haunt an elementary school so maybe you can learn something.
Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay Reddy.
Let's try this again. Which hockey team is not one of the NHL's original six?
Who knows hockey stuff? I do.
Who picked this
That's
one?
right, baby.
Prepare for your punishment. It's drawing time.
Oh boy.
Every little line will be scrutinized. Something expensive. Draw this thing as best as you can and press send when you're finished.
I can't wait to see these drawings.
Now everyone gets to vote. Pick the drawing that you hate the most. Seriously, pick the one you just don't like.
really sure what I'm looking at here. I mean, the other one's obviously money.
Go with your gut. Pick the worst drawing. The votes are in. It's time to punish the artist.
You've been punished. Brent, what the fuck was
I just feel
that?
like death is too good for you after that crappy drawing.
You gotta tell us what that was. Jay Reddy's still hanging on by a thread, even though he's a ghost.
Let's try another one. My dungeon is a lot like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. For instance, I have a chocolate river. Actually, it's just a trough of excrement, but a kid fell in there one time. Which child has to be squeezed to get the blueberry juice out of her in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Time's running out. Who picked this one?
Violet Beauregard.
Only a ghost got it wrong. Lame. I've got more questions for you. What is Dumbledore's first name?
Is that from Harry Potter? I don't know this. So I'm gonna guess.
Time's running out. And the correct answer is...
Oh, I guessed right. Uh-oh.
Let's go someplace fun.
The Wheel of Death, maybe?
It's time for
Those
a dice
dice.
game. I'll go first. 9. Now I need a little help from a safe player. You'll
Lower,
live.
lower, lower.
In order to live, should they roll higher or lower? You can make it as hard or as easy as you want. A decision has been made.
Yes.
Roll lower than me or you die.
It's about to go down. 13.
The dice are not your friend. Only one of you is still alive. You know what that means.
All right, Jay Reddy. Jay Reddy, it's time to shine, buddy. Come on. You can do this.
I'm going to give you a category. The 7 habits of highly effective people. Tap on each answer that fits, then press submit. Let's see the right answers. You move forward 1 space for every correct answer. You're getting real close to the exit. Oh, did I mention that all the other ghosts get to play too? If a ghost catches up to you, then they will steal your body. Then they can escape and win the game. Here's everyone's next question. And ghosts get a third choice to help them catch up to you.
Holy fuck.
Signers of the Declaration of Independence.
Come on, audience. We wanna survive. Jay Ready, dude, you're not gonna choke. Come on. Look at that, see? You're catching up.
Can you stay out of the shadows? Greek gods.
I see some people being consumed by the darkness on this one. Uh-oh. And down goes Megatron.
Watch out! And you're out of here. Countries that border China.
Oh, man. Uh-oh. Who'd we lose? Franco?
Hercules' labors.
Look at, oh. Jay Ready takes the lead.
What a crazy game, am I right? Hurry up. States that border Tennessee.
Hey, Brandon, to play, go to that, go to jackbox.tv. You click the link up there, or you can go to jackbox.tv and put in PLZP as the room code. It'll put you in the audience for this round. You're going to have to watch the video on one device and have that window open in another or something like that in order to play. Or you can do like I'm doing. I got two monitors here, so I got the video on one and my answer screen in another.
I have to write some harder
Uh-oh. Look at that. And just like that, Spanky's back in the lead. Got a four-way tie for second. Uh-oh, another lead change.
So many kills.
King Midas.
Flightless birds.
Oh, this one's pretty easy, too. Come on, J Radio. I got faith in you, buddy. Look at this. Uh-oh.
The darkness approaches. Letters in the Greek alphabet.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? You guys think King Midas has got this? I mean, he's only one spot away from the exit. Let's see, shall we? Oh. Nope. Oh my God, J Ready won. J Ready won. See, I had my money riding on you. Never doubted you for a second. Look at this guy. Oh, the audience survived too. Good job, everybody. Congratulations, Jay. Yes. All right, I gotta I'll do Quiplash. I'll do one round of Quiplash and then I gotta go, everybody. All right, let me get it set up. We'll do Quiplash, and then I got to pop smoke. Give me just a second. Look at my stupid face some more. Well, we didn't win, Casey. J Ready won. We just survived. There's a difference. Oh my God. All right, guys, if you want to play Quiplash, jackbox.tv is where you got to be, and your room code is Foxtrot, Oscar, Mike, Charlie. It's like 8 people, participants, and the rest of you will be in the audience. And I'll set another one out so everybody can play. Yeah, that was hot competition, wasn't it, Jay Ready? Foxtrot, Oscar, Mike, Charlie at jackbox.tv in order to play. And you can be in the audience, too, if you'd like. One more, come on. Get in there. Okay. Fire it up, Duffy. Come on, Duffy. Let's go. Everybody's in. There we go.
Schmitty here. My trick knee is acting up again, which means there's a quiplash a-brewing. The great thing about a fresh game is that right now, you're all tied for first place. And last. Remember, anybody can join the audience at any point during the game. This is round 1. I'm going to beam 2 prompts to your device. Answer them however you choose. What you type goes up against what someone else types, and everyone votes on the winner. The more folks who choose your answer, the more points you get. Go! While the players enter their quips, audience members can try the audience play-along on their devices. Coincidentally, horse is also what a lazy quiplash player would type. That's round 1. Let's see how the scores shook out.
Super Quiplash.
Hey!
Now round 2, where all points and bonuses are doubled. Oh, the drama. Folks in the audience can try the audience play-along while we wait for our players to finish. Hurry up! Use a safety quip if you can't think of anything.
Uh-oh. Come on, Jay, ready? You got 1 second left. That was close.
Time to share. First up, a weird thing to brag about at a high school reunion. What have I been up to? Oh, just a little thing called blank. Okay, vote for your favorite.
Jeez. Hey, look at that. Suck it, Viper. Super Quiplash.
Next on the list, something you never want to hear a flight attendant say. Time to vote.
Oh.
And next, a really dumb roundtable discussion would be about this topic.
Oh, boy.
Vote now.
Really, I expected something a little more extreme from this crowd.
Moving on. Something you don't want to hear from the guy driving your romantic horse-drawn carriage. Up next, something that even a raccoon wouldn't eat. And vote.
Oh, look at that.
And next is a nutritional fact you'd find on a can of whoop ass. Ready, set, vote.
Whoop ass and dying whoop ass.
Your next prompt is, a reenactor at Colonial Williamsburg would get suspended if they said blank.
Skate, skate, trick or treat.
Next on deck, the name of a figure skating move yet to be successfully pulled off. Get to voting.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Super Quiplash.
Round 2 is through. Let's see what it did to the scores.
First and second didn't move.
That's right, it's round 3, the last lash. Look alive because you're all getting the same prompt this time. Here's your word lash task.
Come up with a hot new Broadway musical with this word in its name. Warped.
everybody's in. Each of you has a gold medal to award to your favorite quip. Make your picks now. Nice. Let's see who snagged the medals. Medals are nice, but points are even nicer. So,
Wow.
and we're finished. Show me those final scores.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Nom out of nowhere. What's up, Nom?
Hey! Hey! Hey!
All right, that's it. The anal full Nelson. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Great show tonight. I really enjoyed talking to tonight's guest, old CQ. Go check him out on Facebook. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. Minks, Cuffs, Tied Up Tuesdays. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, right here on WTF Nation Radio. Good job on the games tonight, guys. That's it for me. I'm out of here. I will be back Friday. Everybody have a good night.
Bye, Felicia.
Y'all stink.
So remember, from all of us here at WTF Nation, to
all of you out there, wherever you are, the light at the end of the tunnel may be you. Good night.